Hi there, my name is Lo. Welcome to my channel where I discuss everything between Hermes and grocery bags. Today I am unfortunately back with another whoopsie review. I don't know what it is, but the stars are not aligning for me or something like that. I don't know. But again, I ordered a bag and I got sent the wrong one. This time from another website. So this one was coming from Louisa via Roma. The Gomino bag that I was discussing before that came from a website called Best Secret, which I think is perhaps only operational in Europe or more well known in Europe. Anyway, today I'm not going to be too mysterious about what I had actually ordered and what I got instead, because the bag that I had ordered I think I won't be getting for some time. And that was the Balenciaga Hourglass bag. But as you can already guess from the title of this video, what I got instead was an Everyday XXS Tote from Balenciaga, which to be honest was also more in line with the price that I paid for it. So I was hoping to get an extremely good deal on a Balenciaga Hourglass bag. It was also a pre-order, so I thought perhaps I was getting lucky, but no, I didn't, and they sent me not the bag that I was expecting. Let's get it out, which is a bit more of effort in this case. Oh, it did come in this very nice Louisa via Roma box. And here we have the Balenciaga dust bag. And when we get it out, ooh, here we have the XXS. Oh, that's hard to pronounce. This is the extra small Balenciaga Everyday Tote. So I figured, once again, now that we have this bag, let's do a little review of it. But this is definitely going back, because I can already tell you this is not a bag that I would be paying full price for, if I would even be getting it at all. So also apologies for all of the wrapping and packing and all that kind of stuff that's going on, but I have to be a bit gentle with it because I'll be returning it tomorrow. So as you can see, this tote comes in black. It is made of calf skin. It is grained. I have to admit that the leather is amazing. It is very soft. This is quite a squishy bag. It has a little bit of structure to it. I just put my tripod behind here because if I let it go, it will not necessarily stand up on itself at this point in time. It might also be related to the packaging that's still in there. Let me just talk dimensions as I give you a tour of the bag. So the width of this bag is 19 centimeters or 7.5 inches. It is just a bit higher. It's 21 centimeters or 8.5 inches high. And the depth of this bag is 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches. This bag is fairly symmetrical. It has no external pockets. It also has no feet on the bottom. It is just a very nice and schmooshy tote. It actually, in terms of material, it reminds me a bit of the Marc Jacobs the tote bag, and it's also a similar type of style, if you will. I just pulled out my Marc Jacobs the tote bag as well. As you can see, this Balenciaga is more a north-south type of style, while the Marc Jacobs the tote bag is a east-west type of style, so it's wider than it is tall. What I immediately noticed actually is the weight difference between these two. Well, I don't really have anything else in here besides the dust bag and a strap, and this is really significantly lighter. So this bag is 315 grams. And this baby weighs nearly 700 grams, so that's more than twice as heavy as this one is. So if you are interested in a much lighter, similar style of bag to some extent, then this might actually be an interesting option because it is very, very light. But I would say that on the outside, the leather of these two feel very similar. I think this Balenciaga bag is even a bit softer. I wouldn't say that this one has much thinner leather. I would expect it, because where's all of this weight difference coming from? It's not like this bag seems a bit bigger, but not really twice as big. So I don't know exactly what is going on here. This one, perhaps also because it has a zipper and it has a flap on top, might just have some additional leather. But I wouldn't necessarily say that the leather on this one is much thinner, though it does feel a bit smushier than this Marc Jacobs the tote bag. So obviously you can wear this bag as a top handle. The drop length is, let's see what that is approximately. It is about 13 centimeters or a little over 5 inches. So definitely not one that you can carry on the shoulder, but it's perfectly handheld. It will also easily fit crook of the arm. It also comes with a strap, which is very, very packaged and, well, I'm gonna leave it like that, but it is just a leather strap. It has silver hardware. It is adjustable. So the minimum length is 111 centimeters, which is 43.5 inches, and the maximum length is 135 centimeters, which is 53 inches. And that is quite lengthy. Here you can see the adjustment mechanism. So that is just a buckle, so that should be very easy to adjust. No issues there. Clasps on this strap swivel, that's also nice. Apart from that, I really don't like this clasp. I think this is very common for Balenciaga to use as a clasp, just like Givenchy has their own style of clasp, but this is not easy to open, and honestly, also with the way it is attached to this little holder over here, if I might be quite frank, it just looks quite cheap to me for a brand that should be giving you a luxury experience. This is really not the type of clasp that I would want to see on my back. Onto the interior. The interior is completely made out of leather, and that also feels very nice. It has this one sort of loose internal pocket, goes pretty much across the width of the bag. Here we have the care cards and stuff quite far within the bag, so not really at the top. At this point where you can also see the stitching over there, that is where the D-rings are attached for the strap. And I've heard other YouTubers explain or mention or complain, or you have it, that it's kind of hard to attach the strap to this bag, which I totally get, because the clasps are really kind of difficult to open up. You have to put a lot of pressure on there to open up the clasp, and then you also have to sort of go in halfway to the bag to attach the strap to the D-ring. I can totally imagine having to get the strap on and off this thing is not all that great. Either just choose to use it one way, or if you want to use it both as a top handle as well as a crossbody, perhaps just put the strap in the bag if you are not using the strap and sacrifice some space so that at least you don't have to get annoyed with reattaching the strap all of the time. Otherwise, I would guess that this is a fairly spacious bag. It's very easy to get in and out of, but that also means that it offers very little security opposed to a Marc Jacobs tote bag, which just has a zipper to close it all off. They call it the Everyday Tote. Indeed, it is a very, very small version of a regular tote, but I think given that a lot of these totes, also if you look at Saint Laurent, their East-West tote or their North-South tote, I think that you are getting a lot more bag for your money with those types of brands opposed to when you have this one. It is small, it doesn't come with a pouch, you cannot carry it over the shoulder like a regular tote, but hey, that is just my opinion, right? Let's do a bit of a cautious what fits in this bag, because it has this return label on here that I really cannot remove, and I also don't want to damage. A5 notebook. That's something that would actually stick out a little bit, so if you don't mind that, that's fine. Also, this is a bit of a big notebook, so perhaps if you have a smaller type, that might still work. Full-size wallet. Cannot really fit in across. Again, is a bit too high to fit the other way around. Water bottle, also too high. Well, I'm finding that a lot of things will actually fit in here, but they will be popping out of your bag. Pouch. This can also just squeeze in the other way. Sunglasses would fit. I think if you would have a small water bottle, that would fit either lying down or standing up. Yes, technically this will hold a number of essentials, but I'm finding that it's just both not wide and not high enough to hold a number of things that other bags will usually hold for me. So I find it a bit difficult to demonstrate with the regular stuff that I would put in bags to show you what would actually fit. But at least it's good that it holds my pouch, because that usually has my card holder and my keys and my earphones and all of that stuff. So just for going out for a day with some daily essentials, that should be fine for this bag. So let's talk pros and cons, and honestly this is just based on a first reveal and my first thoughts of this bag, because I haven't used it and I'm not going to use it, at least not this particular one, it's going back. What I do like about this bag at first sight is the weight. It is very light, the material, it's very smushy and it's very soft, and you can really feel that even though it's quite a simple bag in terms of craftsmanship, it's made quite nicely. I appreciate that it does have an internal pocket, but also this bag is not that enormously big that stuff will tend to get lost in it. Then the cons, I don't really like that this bag is so open at the top. I think it's more okay for me when it comes to a big tote, but with these sort of crossbody totes and also top handle totes, I think I can appreciate a bit more security and just have a zipper on top or something else to close it off, or perhaps a bit more internal compartment space so that you can put more things away securely. Although it's nice that it has a crossbody strap that's both removable and adjustable, I think the clasp on this, I don't like them. I just don't like the look of them. And when I was trying to remove the strap, I was indeed struggling to just get it off the D-ring. And as I'm sending this back, I'm not going to be bothered to put it back on the D-ring again. But if I would own this bag, I think that would definitely be something that would get on my nerves so much that I would probably only use this as a top handle bag, or just for some other reason not get bothered with the strap. And to be honest, there are other bags where I don't get bothered with the strap. I also have a low hammock bag, of which I find the strap very cumbersome and I don't really use it because it leaves the bag very insecure. But with that bag, I just decide to use it as a top handle and I enjoy it so much and the way it looks that for me it's perfectly fine. But this bag, it's nice, but it doesn't really do all that much for me. Another downside that I'm finding, and I'm not really sure how this is going to wear, but there's already a bit of damage on the Balenciaga logo, and I'm not sure if it's going to wear more over time, but it is perhaps something to take into account with this one. Also, because it's the white on black, it will show quite significantly, I would say, if this logo would really start wearing off the back. But there's another wear and tear video. I have no idea how it's going to perform. My recommendation, well, for this price, it's not going to be positive. I think for the approximately 900 euros that this costs, I think there's really better alternatives on the market, better alternatives for this kind of capacity or volume or what will fit in your bag. I think there's a lot of everyday bags that are more secure and that will hold approximately the same amount of stuff. Obviously, they will look different, but for the type of volume and usage I would have in mind for this bag, this would not be the one that I would choose for this kind of money. Also, approximately for that amount of money, you could really have a full-size tote of another brand, which I would suppose is approximately the same quality. The Yves Saint Laurent East-West totes, they're also still under 1,000 euros, and there you're getting a lot more bag for your money, so to say. And I don't think they stray all that far away from Balenciaga when it comes to brand and craftsmanship. Would I buy this tote at all? I don't know. I think I would have to get a very, very good price. And I do see these bags go with a discount, but I've never seen it come by with a discount that I found it so interesting to give it a go. And also now having seen it in person, my appeal for this bag is not really growing. Who knows? I'm not writing it off completely, but as I said, this one is definitely going back, and I hope at some point in time I can get another good deal on the Balenciaga Hourglass bag, because those to me do have a very interesting silhouette. But unfortunately, they don't really go on sale all that much, or it's the very particular kinds that go on sale, or you have to go to some sort of outlet center to get them. And we don't really have any decent outlet centers, I would say, in the Netherlands. So I was hoping to get lucky, and sometimes you get lucky in life. I have gotten lucky plenty of times because I always keep an eye out for good bargains. But this time, unfortunately, I was not so lucky. I'm gonna send it back. They have already promised to reimburse me for the 16 euro shipping that I had to pay, which I only think is fair given that they sent me the wrong item. So who knows, one day I'll have an Balenciaga Hourglass back. I will definitely not at any point in time, I think, will have this XXS Everyday Tote of Balenciaga in my collection. So that's it for today. Hope you found it useful and or interesting. Please don't think I'm some crazy woman that orders bags off the internet to review them and to send them back, because that's really not my intention. This just happened to happen to me twice in a fairly short time, but I do feel when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, or when life gives you the wrong bag, at least try to make a review. But this is not something that I want to have happen a lot more, but these things occasionally happen in supply chain, right? And I don't really see it happen all that much with other YouTubers. Perhaps they go more into boutiques, or perhaps they just don't get that unlucky as I do, perhaps because I'm also on the hunt for a bargain. And if you're paying a very good price for a bag, it might just happen to be because you are actually buying the wrong bag or a different bag than you are expecting. So perhaps that is just something that's more likely to happen to me because I'm always on top of the good prices. But anyway, if you have any questions about this bag, you can drop them down below, but I'm afraid, not really being a user of this bag, I'd be able to answer them. For now, remember, there's a styling situation and a taste for everything, so don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Also, with this one, if you like it, go buy it. I'm really not the person to tell you not to buy this bag. So yeah, don't judge, wear whatever the bag you like. Until next time, or as we would say in Dutch, doei!